Hi everybody, I'm Councilmember James Johnson, the 7th District. Welcome to Heart of the City on this beautiful sunny day in West Long Beach. Today we're going to be celebrating the groundbreaking of a great project at Wardlow and Delta that will keep the neighborhood dry and safe during the rainy times. So take a look at this program and tell us what you think. Hi. Well, I'm here with Alice, a local resident in West Long Beach. Welcome to the show, Alice.
I'm happy to be here.
Well, tell me, you've lived here for many years, and you've seen what happens during the rain. Talk to our viewers what it was like when you had a heavy rainstorm right here in your neighborhood.
When we had a heavy rainstorm, I was always skeptical about heading out of my neighborhood. It's the only way in and the only way out. So once we learned that something was going to be done, I'm sure, like myself, everyone was very happy, just waiting on the day to come when they started to get started on putting in the drainage pipes.
Well, that's great. And for your neighbors, is this something you talked about every rainy season? What's going on? What's the city doing? And what are our options? Because I know I got a lot of calls on it, so I suspect there was a lot of talking here in the neighborhood, right?
Yes, and the resident who's right behind me, this home, one of the neighbors here, she was instrumental in getting a petition together and making sure that everyone received one so that we could sign off on it to show our concerns about the flooding issue here.
Well, that's great. You know, one of the First Amendment rights we have is the right to petition your government. I think it's so important, and this is an example of that actually getting the job done, because I got that petition and it got me working. And this winter, I can tell you, when you're going to be driving around, you won't have that issue anymore right here in West Long Beach, and you'll see sunny days as good days, but also rainy days. So thanks for coming out, and I look forward to seeing you in the neighborhood, Alice.
You will see me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm here with Mike Conway, the head of our Public Works Department. Welcome, Mike.
Good morning.
Now, we're here today to celebrate a groundbreaking for a great project for West Long Beach, and we had a lot of residents who were stranded during the rainy season and won't be anymore. Tell us a little bit what the project's about and how this is going to help the residents.
Well, this was a concrete culvert that actually collapsed in the street some time ago, and it had, as a result, none of the stormwater was able to drain from this intersection. So with your direction and support, we went in there and videotaped it and found out where the crushed culvert was, and we have now opened up the street, and we're replacing about 100 feet of 4x1 culvert box, and that'll be done in about a week's time. And the residents should be safe from flooding this fall and this winter. So it should be an extremely good benefit for quality of life issues for this location.
Fantastic. Well, tell us a little bit about the technology you used to find out the crushed pipe, and I think that's kind of interesting for the viewers.
Well, the technology is the standing water that occurs during the winter. That's a dead giveaway that we have a storm drain problem. And we did put in some robotic imaging system through the culvert itself and discovered exactly where it had been crushed. This culvert was built in the 1950s. It had very little rebar and support, so as the weight of the vehicles crossed the street, ultimately the top of the culvert crushed into the culvert itself and impeded the stormwater from discharging. And so we identified that. We've gone in there and formed already. We're going to be pouring concrete in the next couple of days, and we'll have a brand new culvert in the next week or so.
Fantastic. Now, if you're a West Long Beach resident that lives here in this neighborhood, where there's only one in and out to the neighborhood right here at Delta and Wardlow, what does this project mean for you during the rainy season?
Well, this was one of our hot spots that we look at whenever a rain event is coming into Long Beach. We always have to bring in our barricades. We have to bring in some other traffic control systems in place. We bring in United Stormwater, our contractor, who would have to set up a pump and a hose and try to pump out this intersection. And as the council member had indicated, roughly a cost of $4,000 per event. So this is not only going to be a benefit for the residents when this is completed, but a benefit for my budget and the citizens of Greater Long Beach as well.
Yeah, and what I heard is you actually had residents that were stranded sometimes as their cars actually would get, basically flooded out in the intersection, and then you had to have them towed away. And I even heard reports of cars coming up over the parkway, which really can be a public safety hazard. Isn't that right?
That's correct. We've had some of the residents would actually call the office and ask if it was okay for them to drive over the curb in order they could get out of the neighborhood here. While we can't condone that sort of activity, we understand it was the only way that they could leave this neighborhood. So this is going to be an incredible benefit.
Well, thanks, Mike. And I think it's particularly important because this neighborhood only has one in and out. So most neighborhoods, you'd be able to have choices if you had a flood here, go somewhere else. But here, and Wrigley Heights next door, really is unique in the city in the sense that there really only is one and out. Isn't that right?
That's correct. This is one way in, one way out, and when it's flooded, you're stuck.
Yeah. Great. Well, I just want to thank you. I think it's great to see this kind of work being done in West Long Beach, and so important that the residents see that we're fixing our city all over the city, west and east, north and south. And I know you're committed to this one city approach as well. Isn't that right, Mike?
Absolutely. We don't have boundaries when we have our public works projects.
That's right. One Long Beach. Really appreciate it. And anything to tell us about some other key projects throughout the city that we're either thinking about or will be talking about this summer?
Well, we are starting our CIP for our capital improvement project for FY12. We're drafting that now. Will be presented to the mayor, I think, in July. We have, again, a number of street projects, arterial street projects, a number of residential street projects that we're anticipating. So a lot of infrastructure work for the residents that I think they'll be very pleased to see. And in addition, the sidewalks in the 7th District should be starting in, for fiscal year 10, should be starting in about the next 30 or 45 days. So the residents in this particular location will be seeing some sidewalk repairs pretty soon. That's a good thing.
Well, that is great because I can tell you one of the #1 calls we get is sidewalks. Because when you leave your house, you don't see the police department downtown or the fire department, even though the services are very important. What you see is the sidewalk right in front of your house. And I can tell you, I've heard that people tripping and it can be a hazard, and I just want to thank you for that. Any last comments today on this beautiful sunny day in West Long Beach, and you maybe commitment to come back here and grab a cup of coffee and continue to kind of put some money into West Long Beach, maybe that way?
We're very anxious to see how successful this project is. And for any of you viewers that have an issue with sidewalks, with street signs, with street trees, with potholes, with graffiti, go to Go Long Beach, the application on your iPhone, and drop us a line, and we'll take care of it as soon as we can. So try that out.
Well, thanks, Mike, and I know you'll be here many more times to come. And for all the viewers, well, thanks everyone for joining us in Heart of the City. What a great, beautiful day in West Long Beach. It's days like these where we celebrate projects that benefit all Long Beach residents, east and west, north and south, one city, the city of Long Beach. I look forward to seeing you again soon in the neighborhoods.